Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Steve Earles. Steve is a candidate for state representative in Georgia, District 129. Steve, so glad to have you in the studio today.
Thank you for having me, Alan.
Steve, what geographic area does District 129 in Georgia cover?
Well, Alan, District 129 covers most of Harris County, including the cities of Pine Mountain, Hamilton, Catala, and Shiloh, and the surrounding areas, Pine Mountain Valley, as well as about half of Troup County, all the way on the south part of LaGrange city limits, down through West Point, Rosemont, and the Gray Hill areas, and a small portion of northwest Muskogee County on the west side of 185, Highway 219, down River Road.
Now, you are running as a Republican.
I'm running as a conservative first. I'm running on the Republican ticket.
Where do you live, Steve? What do you do?
I live west of Pine Mountain. I have a business downtown Pine Mountain. I am a therapeutic therapist. I have 2 locations, an office in LaGrange also. I was born and raised in the LaGrange, Troup County area. I had a farm in Troup County, and we have recently moved back 9 years ago, and we're very happy in the Harris County area.
Faith, I know, plays a big part in your life. What part will faith play in your campaign and your service to Georgia if you get elected?
Well, Alan, I'm a born-again Christian. I'm not ashamed of my faith, and I will not back down from that. My faith has taught me that you should have a purpose in your life. You should seek out that purpose, and I have prayed and thought about this for about 5 months on running for this office, because I believe that we have got to have more representation of the Christian faith on the state level and send a message back to Washington.
What is the number one issue in your view that's wrong in our state government?
State of Georgia has grown tremendously in population, and a lot of that population is centered around the Atlanta area. We can't ignore the importance of Atlanta as far as industry and commerce. However, there has become too much red tape and bureaucracy in our state government, less control on the local level, especially in the areas of education, where we are basically dictated by federal mandates and state mandates on how we're going to teach, what we're going to teach, and where we're going to start and in our school calendars. Particularly in our area, the school calendar is impacting our tourism industry. Example, we have 450 jobs that are lost in the month of August because the federal guidelines and the state guidelines require us to start school the 1st of August, the second hottest month of the year. So you can see how this impacts our tourism industry, and the Pine Mountain, Callaway Gardens, the state park systems all suffer. Where on the other end, we've got 5 states around us that have wised up to this and have moved back their school calendar to the 1st of September, thus reaping the benefits of the tourists coming. We've got tourists coming to our area, and then nothing is open because our kids are back in school August 4th. Temperature was 104 degrees last year, averaging 1 week during August, during the times that the school buses were rolling. So education is very important to me. I'm a former teacher of at-risk kids. I've taught psychology also in the school system, and I can understand how this impacts families. The bureaucracy of the red tape in the state system is very troubling to me. All the money generated by our state park here, Roosevelt State Park, goes back into the big coffer in Atlanta, and now it's distributed to other venues and other systems that may not be making money. Our system and our people in this area work hard to make a profit, running things like a business, but it's basically being redistributed just like socialism redistributes wealth. This is wrong. Money needs to be kept on a local level more. People need to be in control of their education decisions more on a local level, and I intend to try to change that.
Steve, you answered my next question. We were going to talk about what's happening in state government right now that you want to change. Obviously, education is very important. Are there any specifics about the changes you want to make, specific things that you plan to do if you're elected?
Well, as far as education, that is very important to me. It's something that impacts our families and our generations to come. We're interested in providing a good quality life for our children and grandchildren. We need to get back to basics of teaching the basics in school, not teaching the test, not coaching the kids how to pass a test just to get them graduated and not have any skills out in the workforce. If you hire someone with no social or people skills or not able to do the job, what good is it just because they pass a test to get out of school? But this is what the bureaucrats and the special interest want us to believe. The recent changes with the homestead exemption, as far as removing that allowance for tax relief, troubles me. I need to explore that more to see how that's going to impact our future taxes. The way state government and the way state budgets work is they predict revenue for the coming year, and thus the budget is based on that. I can understand trying to balance a budget. I believe in balancing budgets, and I don't believe in accepting handouts or bailouts from the federal government, because then our hands are tied and we are dictated to what we will do to satisfy federal government. And I'm opposed to stimulus money being used for wasteful spending. If it's money that we were to be receiving already under our present system, that's different. But I don't believe that we can continue to accept this, and I don't believe in allowing socialism to come into our state and local governments as I see it trying to creep in.
What's your view of what's going on in our national government, Steve?
It's scary. It's scary, Alan, because we have an enemy called socialism creeping up on us and trying to take over our freedoms. I'm afraid that people, if they don't stand up and don't vote for someone that is strong enough and mature enough to understand this, then they're going to be exposed to special interest and lobbyists trying to battle to try to get the bottom line is more money in their pockets. We have thousands and thousands of lobbyists in Washington who are there basically trying to pocket their money. We do not need this. We don't need the tax system. We need this as a more simple way of doing taxes. I am a believer in the fair tax system if it works. I want to explore more about this. I don't believe in trying to regulate and tax everything that we do. But basically, I'm scared and concerned about our freedoms disappearing. And that's what I'm out to do, is try to fight for the local citizens here, the constituents who care about their local freedoms and try to preserve our way of life.
We've been talking with Steve Earles. He is a candidate for state representative in Georgia, District 129. When's the election, Steve?
This is a special election, folks, November 3rd. There's not a lot of local or national or state issues at stake. This is a special election, November 3rd. You can start early voting September 21st at your local courthouse. Otherwise, please get out and vote November 3rd. It's very important that your voice be heard.
Steve, thank you so much for being with us.